Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, pull up a seat. Wendy's talking the biggest stories of the week with our Hot Talk panel. And he's heating up J-Lo's new movie. Sexy newcomer Ryan Guzman is here. Plus, Wendy's got you covered with all of today's extra juicy hot topics. Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. My co-host, my studio audience. Looking good. Looking very good. Oh, boy. I'm doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. I see the tall man from Ask Wendy yesterday is back today. You got, yes, hello, sir. Who else has been here before? Clap. Nice. A lot of people wonder how you get tickets and how you get tickets, especially back-to-back and stuff. I don't know how they do it, but the tickets are free, and you're invited as well. Go to wendyshow.com. Miley Cyrus is taking jabs at Kylie Jenner through Instagram. It's really very unnecessary, and I'll explain why. All right, Miley posted this picture with the caption, "Do you think if I push my boobs up, I'll get more followers?" Now, maybe she's not taking jabs, but to me she is. She's mocking this beautiful picture of Kylie. Everybody in morning meeting says Kylie looks better than her there. Yeah. The thing is that Miley is such a bigger deal than Kylie Jenner that the bigger deals are never supposed to look down and clap back at the smaller deals. You know what? In my opinion, if you want to say something on Instagram, Miley, you need to either go to equals or go aboves, but not belows. I'm not saying that there's anything... I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with Kylie. All I'm saying is that Miley has been an accomplished actress and singer for, decades now. And for her to even pay attention that she knows who Kylie Jenner is doing her, Miley, a disservice. Does that make sense? And then, I asked my team, I said, okay, well, who has more Instagram followers? Well, I had no idea. Miley has 14.9. Kylie has 16.9 million. But still, Miley is still a bigger deal and more accomplished than this girl is as of right now. So still, it's like clapping back at somebody who shouldn't matter to you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, good luck, Miley. And some people were saying that she just wanted a chance to show off her boobs. Hold on, my chair's hiding. You want me to slide it over? What do I do? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Show off her boobs, I guess, with a good push-up bra and poke out her lips. I said, well, she doesn't need an excuse to do this because Miley's always on Instagram showing something and poking something out. Anyway. There's grumblings of a new reality show, and this one I think I'll watch if I happen to be awake. And it happens to be on a good day where I can actually, stay up and watch. Okay, yeah, it's Tori. Tori and Dean, reportedly Tori wants a reality show with Dean. She wants it to still go on, but Dean is refusing to film another season, you know, which, good for him. He's... lemony. He doesn't want to film another season, which, wow, I can't believe this. Somebody actually has a moral compass in this family. And I'm shocked that it's Dean. You know, it's usually the woman. But anyway, he doesn't want to film. She reportedly wants to live out her life on reality TV. So, to replace Dean, she wants her mom, Candy, to be on the reality show. Now, I'll tell you why this is the show that I'd watch. Because I really didn't care much about Tori and Dean, you know. I really didn't care much about them. But I do care about Tori and Candy, only because... If you're lucky enough to have your mother, then you've probably gotten into some really big fights with her. And it's always interesting to see mother and daughter dynamics, at least for one season, you know. Now, we know that when Mr. Spelling passed away, he left Tori $800,000. The word on the street is that Tori's always been bad with money, always spending what she doesn't have. So he left the lion's share of the money, over $600 million, to his wife, Candy. Candy reportedly is guarding this money. I'm sure she has trust funds set up for the kids. Tori's payday has been to rely on reality TV. But I suspect that even if she had the money, she's probably addicted to being in front of you all on TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. And after all these years of them fighting, I've stopped blaming Tori. There's got to be something really evil. Sorry, Candy. Really, really evil as a mother. You know, your culpability in this whole fight as well. And so we'll be able to see that play out. I don't think that Candy will hold back, you know. I think that she might even bring her new daughter, Tatum O'Neal, on board. Well, you remember the party at Tori's house? And these two were laughing like mother and daughter. And Tori was like, what are you doing? Will you replace me? So, I believe Tori has chosen reality TV over acting because she's really good at those Lifetime movies. I mean, she's done so many of them that I love. I almost remember the dialogue. You know, one that comes to my mind, which was gag-worthy, was, Mother, may I sleep with danger? Well, it was 1996. And Tori had this boyfriend, and she was like, I think like a high school senior, maybe college freshman, young. And her mom in the movie did not want her to have this boyfriend because the mom realized that the boyfriend had killeristic ways. Well, it turns out he did. And Tori was really good at that. And I feel like Lifetime movies are always a good place for Tori Spelling. She gives good Lifetime. But as long as they're going to have this reality show, like, I wonder if Dean, if she and her mom have it, will Dean, like, be passing through the living room? Will he be any part of the show? Because I don't care if he's part or not. I want to find out the origin of why these two are always fighting, mother-daughter. Like, why they're always fighting. And this is her only daughter, and that's your only mother. And Mrs. Spelling only has one other child, and that one child is Randy, and he's a motivational speaker, and he lives up in, like, Seattle or something like that. And whereas Tori lives in L.A., you know, right around the corner from Mrs. Spelling, and they could be having lunch at Chasen's. Is that place still open? I've been reading those magazines for a long time. Anyway, I would watch this. You don't have to agree with me. Clap if you would watch this show, Mother-Daughter. Clap if you just want them all to go away. All right, well, Jessica Simpson wants to cash in on her cute kids. And her husband, Eric, is not happy about this at all, neither am I. Well, she's got two kids, that Maxwell and Ace. Maxwell, oh, they're adorable. Maxwell is 2 and Ace is 16 months, and reportedly they've been getting offers to model. Jessica is thrilled, and Eric is totally against it. He wants his kids to have a normal childhood. I want them to have a normal childhood, too. The thing is that Jessica probably doesn't realize what a normal childhood is because, no, she hasn't been in front of us since she was Maxwell and Ace's age, but she was a Disney kid, right? She tried out as a Disney kid but didn't make it?
Yeah, when she was 12.
When she was 12. But then she went on to do other things. The point is that she's one of these showbiz ladies who probably wants showbiz kids. And I just feel as though, okay, they don't need the money, so that's not a reason to do it. And they already have just enough of a degree of fame that they'll need maybe to help them get jobs or push them along a little bit further once they get out of college. I think that entertainment isn't for children. Maybe your children, if that's what you want to do. Maybe your family needs money. You have really adorable kids. You know, maybe you're out of work and you have a few extra hours and you want to run into the city with your kids. I'm not even for that. I know people have asked me before, how do I get my kids started? And I always say, I don't know, even if I do know. But I don't know. I try to save them from themselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wasn't a kid when I got started. It's just really a scummy business, you know, and if you don't need the money and you don't need the exposure, then don't do it. All the pedophiles and weirdos, you know, and then they become teens and all the drug addicts and, you know, not everybody, but, you know, you read stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Good luck, Jessica. Erica, let's fight to keep them out of modeling. So there are lots of juicy stories in the monthly magazines. Magazines are expensive, so I save you the money by reading them for you. It's time for Wendy's Got You Covered. Hit it. Melanie Griffin's daughter with Don Johnson is on the cover of the new Vogue magazine. Pretty girl, right? That's the February issue. She really makes me look forward to spring. Fresh cut grass in the background. Light makeup, easy breezy hair. You know what I mean? It's a good outfit. She's your Christian, what's her name? Anastasia in 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah. She's very aware of how the movie will completely change her life. Here's what Dakota says. Now, mind you, I've never seen her in anything. Have you ever seen her in anything? No. Right, so this movie is going to catapult her into the stratosphere if she does well. Otherwise, it'll showgirl her like Elizabeth Berkley. All right, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. She says, I think about my dwindling anonymity, and that's really scary because a very large part of me would be perfectly happy living on a ranch in Colorado and having babies and chickens and horses, which I will do anyway. She sounds like a simple girl who sees the pitfalls of celebrity through her own parents, but I believe that her parents and her knowledge of Hollywood will probably keep her out of the pitfalls. I don't know how old she is, but I've never seen her falling out of a club high, you know, like in the magazines and stuff. So apparently they raised themselves a good one. And so this is like her big coming out. You know what we should do? We should send TLC $1,000 for their Kickstarter. And this is what'll happen, right? And then we decide which one of them that we want to go see 50 Shades of Grey with us. And then we go as a Hot Topics team and bring them with us. Remember, I was telling you yesterday that for $1,000, that's what you get, you know, to help them make their album. $1,000, they'll go to the movies with you. Anyway, in case that doesn't work out, I'm going to see 50 Shades of Grey by myself. It opens up on a Friday. Do they have matinees on Friday, like 11 o'clock in the morning? Perfect. I hear you got to get your tickets in advance, though, because it's so far like an extremely successful advance ticket item. And don't forget, it comes out on Valentine's weekend. Yeah. Now, Pharrell Williams is on the cover of GQ magazine. They just showed a lady with some really good eyelashes in our audience. Yes, you are turning it. You are turning it. Yes, yes. Anyway, but inside the magazine, what caught my attention was Iggy Azalea. She did an interview with GQ, and here's what Iggy said. she said something that a lot of us have said, but except she's not in denial. She's very knowledgeable that her career could be a flash in the pan. She says, I hope it's long, speaking of her career, but I could be here for 3 or 4 years and then be out like most artists. At the very worst, if I had a short-lived career, at least I could say I sparked a change, that I inspired some leniency in what people accept in hip-hop. She's talking about the black-white thing. I mean, you know, Eminem was the first male rapper to do it on such a big scale. Of course, I fully acknowledge Third Base, hey, Search, and you know, and the likes, but, you know, it's Cypress Hill and whatnot, but, you know, on a large scale, it's Eminem, and no white girls have ever done it at all. So Iggy is doing it on a very large scale, but I've never thought that she would be around forever. I was thinking 3 or 4 years, and it really has nothing to do with white. It just has to do with people lose attention very quickly, and it just seems as though she's here and she's red hot for now, but she won't be around in 3 or 4 years. You know, if she is, fine. I'm glad that she's aware that her career could go away. It usually makes people a lot more humble, you know, when you meet them and when they walk through life knowing that it could go away. And then somebody in our Hot Topics meeting said, well, I wonder why it is that T.I. plays such a role in the back, why he's not out front more. And I said, I don't know, but like if I was signed on to do a talk show by, you know, another established talk show person, I wouldn't want them to be all up in it. I mean, you know, silently collect the checks. Let's, you know, divide money. I might have you as a guest on my show because you discovered me for the first season, but you're not going to be a staple. Like, if I was Iggy Azalea, I wouldn't want T.I. around all the time either. And that's Wendy's Got You Covered. Thank you. Were you watching the day that I told you? I act like you have nothing better to do but watch this show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but there are 23 more hours in the day. Just give me an hour. Anyway. No. Were you watching the day that I was telling you that Ray J was trying to buy the house 8 doors down from Kim and Kanye? Do you remember what I told you, that Kanye needs to, you know, pay twice as much for the house just to shut it down? Because I'm not counting Ray J's money. My assumption, though, is that he doesn't have as much as Kim singularly or Kanye singularly, and together they have more money that, you know, they could buy Ray J. You know what I mean? Ray J still has millions. Don't cry for him, Argentina. So the house that Kim and Kanye are buying, they built it themselves. It's like a $52 million house. But in the neighborhood, apparently the houses are all gorgeous, but there are some houses that, you know, you can get for a mere $2.9 million. And I say mere because in that neighborhood you would think all the houses would be, you know, 40 million, 50 million, but no, that's not the way it is. The house that Ray J's interested in is $2.9 million, and he already put in his bid for $2.7 million. Well, it looks like somebody was watching the show the day I was talking to you all about this, and apparently it wasn't Kanye, because to me, Kanye doesn't give a damn. About none of them, you know. Anyway, the momager, Chris, that woman, show a full shot so we can see that ugly coat she's wearing. So it's a horrible guy. What is that, squirrel? What is that? Anyway, reportedly, Chris wants to outbid Ray J or pay him to go live somewhere else. Now, see, to me, this is not Chris's job. This is Kanye's job to outbid him or pay him to live somewhere else or something. But for Ray J, I mean, you know I have love for you, Ray J. You know I have love for you, Ray J. But your career has turned so ratchet, and the stuff that you put out there for us has turned so ratchet. And my thought is, you know what? Go with your strengths. I would make it my part-time job to make Kim miserable if I were Ray J. I would. And I wouldn't jump out of the window financially or, you know, drive out of my way to make it happen. But if there's an easy way I could see that I'd get under her nail, I would do it. Why not? And no, it's not because I think he wants her back. He had her. What does he want with her now? He hit it first, remember? But one thing that Ray J does say is that, no, I also lived here first. That was his neighborhood when he was a kid. And now, exactly, and so now he just wants to move back to his old neighborhood. And it's Kim and Kanye, who are people who are just brand new to the neighborhood. So, oh gosh, my foot's asleep. I can't even feel it. Oh, crap. I can't feel my foot. Ow. No, I gotta stand up because we have more great show for you. Ow. We do. Ow. He co-starred with Jennifer Lopez in that sexy new thriller, The Boy Next Door. Ryan Guzman is here. But up next, our Hot Talk panel is going to break down the biggest stories of the week. So don't go away. It's time for... You know it! All new. It's a Hot Topic Monday, busting at the seams. Plus, get your game on. We're winning big. Shake off the winter chill. We're keeping it hot on Wendy.
Monday on an all-new Wendy.
So funny. Hi. Okay, it is time. It's time to discuss the week's hottest topics. In our latest edition of Hot Talk, joining me from Dateline NBC, it's correspondent Andrea Canning is here. She's got a new line of office accessories available at Michael's stores.
That's me.
No.
I do have a new baby, though, on the way.
You do? Another baby. Good for you. Wow.
But no office accessories.
Her office accessories available nationwide at Michael's stores. Say hello to our friend Sabrina Soto. And he is CNN contributing and ESPN senior writer. Give it up for LZ Granderson. Nice. Okay. This story's been floating around for a moment. Mark Wahlberg is seeking a pardon from 2 hate crimes he committed back in the 80s. In the first one, he threw a rock and shouted, "Kill the N-words," to a group of 4th graders. One of the victims, a girl, thinks he should not be pardoned. She's also left with a lifetime mark on her face. So every time she looks in the mirror, she's reminded of this. And in the second offense, Mark knocked out a Vietnamese man and shouted racial slurs. The question is, do we think that he should be pardoned? Mark says that he's a changed man. Sabrina, we're going to start with you.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No way. First of all, it would set such a bad precedent to say, again, here's another time that a celebrity is getting special treatment. Not only that, but it's also showing kids that, you know, when you do something when you're 16 years old, it's going to follow you. You cannot rewrite your own history. And from what I understand, he's asking for the pardon so that he can get a liquor license for his venture. Unlike other people who have criminal records, he can still get a job and make a good living, which he has been.
Yes, yes. What do you say, LZ?
Well, you know, I think about the time period when we first got to know who he was, right?
Right.
Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Right.
Stole black people's music while still hating black people. That's the first thing I think about. It's like, you were with the Funky Bunch, surrounded by black folks, while a few years prior to that, you were throwing rocks and yelling the N-word at people.
Let me just say this, because I went to college in Boston, and one of the things that we as black people were always warned is don't go to South Boston because it's racist as hell there. That's where he grew up, but I do think that a leopard can change its spots. Don't be mad at me, but I really do. Tell me, Andrea.
No, I agree with you. I think it was obviously how he was raised.
Yes.
And let's face it, Mark Wahlberg really went out into the world, met lots of different races and was introduced to different cultures.
Yes.
And probably, I'm hoping, which is what we all want, is that he changed.
Yes.
I think he has changed.
And by the way, a pardon is not an exoneration. No one is saying he didn't do this. No one is erasing it from his record. A pardon is just giving him certain civil liberties that he had before he got in trouble.
Reasons why he talked about it, one was the liquor license, but then also, too, he said he wanted to be able to help at-risk children.
And he also said that he wanted to be one of those volunteer cops like Shaq does, and you can't do that stuff.
Right.
And there is a way to help at-risk kids even when you do have a record. And as far as the license, he wants to be able to get more of those Wahlburgers, which, you know, I say, let him try one good time, but don't bother the red tape in Boston, the government and the authorities and stuff like that, if it doesn't happen the first time around. Listen, he's got children now. He also had a bunch of nasty tattoos all over him, which if you've seen recent pictures of him, he's gotten all the tattoos removed, and he wants to show his kids and other at-risk youth better.
And look, he's putting the spotlight on himself by bringing this up.
You're the one who always says, if you wouldn't be talking about it, we wouldn't even know this. Like, he's bringing light to what he did.
That's a good thing, though. This is who I was, this is who I am now.
Right.
If you're going to have the spotlight, I would like to see him say, this is a part of our law, our criminal justice system, that perhaps is flawed and needs to be addressed. He's in a position to use his platform to not just to change things for himself, but to actually get in touch with people like Rand Paul, get in touch with Cory Booker, men who are trying to address the criminal justice system so that it's not just him being benefited by this change, but actually helping the at-risk children.
Maybe he will.
Children, though.
All right, let's move along to the next. He wants to help them even further, and there's only but so far he can go with the record, not expunge. Pardon. All right, this story really has me heated because I hope that I'm not the only one standing alone in this. Are you a parent?
No.
Are you a parent?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
I have one 18-year-old.
Okay. There's a teacher in hot water for allegedly taking it upon herself to style one of her students' hair and then posted it on Facebook. The photo went viral, and here's what the teacher wrote to go along with the picture. One of my students came to school today with her hair full of knots, lint, and ridiculously tangled. It just broke my heart so badly that I refused to let her leave school the same way she came. When I finished, she looked at herself and said, "Oh, so pretty." It is unclear whether the teacher had the parents' permission or not. But let's just go on the assumption she didn't have the parents' permission. I'm fighting. How dare you make me feel like a bad child? And how do you know, or bad parent, and also how do you know that my family is not into the natural look? And if she had a little bit of lint in it, that might be because it's 30 degrees out and the kids wear wool hats. All you have to do is pull the lint. Andrea, what do you think?
Well, I think I don't like the part where the mom might have been made to feel bad, but I do like the teacher taking the personal interest in the child. I have 4 girls. Some days they go out of the house, their hair looks terrible.
Yeah, but that's white hair. You fluff
I know,
it and go.
but it looks bad. Still, if my teacher did something special to my daughter's hair, I would think, oh, that's so sweet. She took the time to take a personal interest in my child. You know, at least she didn't put the name of the child. She didn't show her face. Now, I do feel a little bad for the mom.
I don't feel bad for the mom. I feel bad for the child because the picture was posted on Facebook.
Her face, her face is on there. No.
Even though her face may not be on there, her classmates know who she is.
Yeah.
The other people in the school, they're not too young. If you're
Their moms aren't too young, though. The whole school is talking.
You guys were always talking about teachers going and taking the next step, not just educating our kids. And here,
I don't have a problem with her doing the hair. I have a problem with posting it on Facebook. If you did a good deed, then do a good deed. You don't need to post it on Facebook.
She didn't need to post it, but I think her heart was in the right place.
I'm mad that she did it, and I'm mad that she posted it. And even if she never posted it, if my child came home and her hair was intricately done, the first thing that I would think is, how dare the teacher? Next thing I would think is, oh my gosh, it does look beautiful. But how much did she try to talk and extract from my daughter while she's dividing it? You know, getting your hair done is a very intimate thing. Yeah. So, is Daddy in the house or not? Oh. So, Mommy,
that is true. That is very, very true.
Oh,
that is very true.
Sabrina, when you have children, you will find out teachers use little kids to extract information about the goings-on in the household. And you teachers, we love you, but you do it all the time. I'm on to you.
And the other thing, too, is that if you look at her hair, I have locks, right? I don't let just anybody do my hair, because you're sitting there for quite a long time as this person's putting their energy in you, doing your hair, talking back and forth. So she did spend a significant amount of time with that little girl, and I am curious as to what the conversation was like and exactly what was being said.
Maybe she was singing to her. You don't know. We weren't there.
I'm curious. That's what I'm saying.
I think what matters in the end is that the teacher cared, and I do think the teacher cared.
I do think the teacher cares.
I agree.
Yes.
Stay in your lane, teachers. Okay, the next story. There's a 5-year-old boy who recently was sent home from school with a note from a classmate's mother, which included a bill for $24 for failing to show up to the little boy's birthday party after the parents RSVP'd? Yes. The father refused to pay. The case could be heading to court. I have a very strong opinion about this, but I want to hear what everybody here says. LZ?
All right, so my first thought was, as a dad, I have done these big kind of parties where you have to pay in advance for X number of kids. If you RSVP, that means I've paid for you in advance. If you're not going to show, then call a brother. Let me know. Because then I can either put someone else in that place, or I could say, instead of paying for 15 meals, I just need to pay for 14.
Right.
My biggest problem was that you sent your message via your child. Call me up, adult to adult, and say, this is the problem that we've had. How can we resolve this? Don't give the message to the little boy and have the little boy then come home with the message. That was my problem.
And I do forget. Like, I forgot to take my kids to a party one time, and I felt horrible about it.
You should have.
You know, I did. I gave them an extra nice gift and, like, wrote a note and everything because I felt so bad. But, like, I have a two-prong approach to this one. If I don't know these people very well, I am totally blowing them off. You put that thing in my kid's backpack, just get away. Like, I don't
So you're
need
not
to
going
deal
to pay
with
it and then blow them off?
Yeah, exactly. Now, if I knew them and I was, like, friendly with them, sort of, I would pay them, and then I'd give them the cold shoulder.
Okay.
No, but first of all, in this case, they couldn't get a hold of the parents of the boy who was having the party. They didn't have any contact information.
Yes, they did. They RSVP'd. They RSVP'd.
I know, okay, this is what happened. The day of, they gave their son a choice. Do you want to go to this party, or do you want to go to your grandparents' house? And he chose to go to the grandparents' house. The parents then couldn't get a hold of the birthday boys,
Wait a minute.
so they didn't go. I would say, I think that woman needs to get a life, and you know what? Pay her, but pay her in pennies. 2,400 pennies.
Right? No, I say, you know, depending on your household, $24 is a lot. If you've got 10 kids who've done the same thing, that's a lot of money. As a mother who's had to, in the past, RSVP for my son to things, I would not only pay, and I'm not offended by the receipt, by the way, because that's more effective than you calling me and saying you owe me $24. Like, I want to see what I owe the $24. I'd pay the $24. I wouldn't complain about it. And depending on how close my son already was with this boy, would be whether they still play with one another. If the boys are close, this would not affect me. Because as a parent, I know what it's like to be stiffed after you put your money out for something.
But you know what? Stuff happens. You got to roll with it. There's lots of things as parents we want to say to people, but you got to hold it back
What
sometimes.
about the message you're sending to your child? If you send that message to your child that, oh, you rather do this instead, then there's no commitment. You don't follow with commitment.
You want to know what the message is? You keep your word. Your word.
I agree with you.
Yes, you keep your word.
Right.
I don't blow things off on purpose.
Yes.
I've done it once by accident.
Well,
I would
shame
never
on
do
you.
it on purpose.
Shame on you.
I'm such a bad mother.
Thank you so much to all my panelists. For more information on my panelists, go to wendyshow.com. Up next, from the sexy new thriller, The Boy Next Door, Ryan Guzman is here. Guest becomes obsessed with his co-star Jennifer Lopez in the sexy new thriller, The Boy Next Door. Take a look.
Hey, Mrs. Peterson.
Hey, Noah.
Oh, looks perfect. You tell him what happened this weekend? What happened?
Oh, there was a big thunderstorm up here. You guys didn't get it up there?
No, beautiful. Dry as a bone at the lake.
Well, it got pretty wet here.
You know what? Big day tomorrow, first day of school. It's getting kind of late.
It's like 8:30.
No. Actually, I gotta get going. It's a big day tomorrow. I'll walk out with you, Mr. Peterson.
Oh, I'm gonna stay around about things.
Well, you know, I'll walk out with you, Noah. Yeah, come on. Do you want to take a cookie for the road?
Love your mother's cookies.
God. Please welcome Ryan Guzman. That was nice that you stopped by earlier this week when Jennifer was here.
Of course.
Nice surprise.
I got number 2, though.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for number 1. Yeah.
You and Jennifer looked really great at the Golden Globes, and before I realized that you know, you and the movie and whatnot, I didn't put it all together. I just said, oh my gosh, she's picked up another young man.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
You look couple-ish, and then, you know, we follow her on Instagram, and your pictures are everywhere.
Yeah.
But she told us that you guys aren't dating, although you did do the audition at her mansion.
Yeah.
So Sabrina Soto from my Hot Talk panel, Sabrina goes to me, oh my gosh, he's here today. And so I said, yeah. She says, I follow J-Lo on Instagram, and I swear they're dating. I said, no. She said that they aren't dating. Like, I believe that you're not dating. But she said, no, yes, they are. Look at her Instagram.
Everybody has it in their head, yeah, for sure, that we're dating. But no, we're not dating.
Well, then why are you looking down there?
We're not dating. Yeah.
So you auditioned at her house.
Yeah.
Which I found odd because, you could be the killer.
Yeah.
And if you don't get the job, then you'll know where to go back and kill.
I won't be doing any more killing.
Well, no, you got the job, so now you don't have to kill.
Yeah, no,
but what about the other guys who auditioned?
The other 150 guys. I didn't know there was 150 guys that went out for my spot.
I know.
Yeah.
So when you went, how many guys were there?
There was only one guy, I think.
And now, do you wait out on the motor court, double parked, and go in the house one at a time?
No, actually, we went to the house, and it was huge. It's a mansion.
Yes.
It's massive. But we went into her theater. Yeah, she has a massive theater, kind of like half the size of this. It's huge. And
now, you entered through the theater door, or you had to walk through the kitchen and the foyer and past the living room?
Yeah.
Wow.
Past the security guard, the dog. No.
Where'd you enter? The front door?
Yeah, the front door. She let me in. It was really,
What'd you see? What'd you see?
Code word blue. Let me in. And let me in. I saw everything. I went to the bathroom.
What was in there?
It was a beautiful bathroom. I don't know.
Did you open the medicine cabinet?
No, I wasn't that creepy.
Did you look under the sink?
No, I used the towel. That's about it.
Damn it, man! Well, look.
Yeah.
So you got the job.
Yes.
And now, we'd never heard of you before this, unless I'm overlooking something.
I was on a couple films, Step Up Revolution, All In, Pretty Little Liars.
Okay. Where were you last year for the Golden Globes? Because this year you were on Jennifer's arm, but where were you last year for them?
I was in my tiny little apartment on my couch watching the Golden Globes, wishing that I could be there. Yeah.
Well, good for you. You see how fast things change in life? So you guys had a particularly very sexy love scene in the movie. It's just... Have you ever done a sex scene before?
I've never done not like that. No. Yeah.
Now, I know generally speaking, when people do sex scenes, they make it a closed set. Yeah. So it's like the cameraman, and did they make it a closed set for you, or everybody was...
Well, they made it a closed set more for Jennifer, yeah. For me, it was kind of like, just deal with it, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, so they gave me a tiny little sock. It was like, this little thing, and they said, put that on and go out there and do your scene. And, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot wait to see this movie myself. I love movies like this, Just gets right to the point. So you play a high school kid.
Yeah.
And tell the rest of how you become involved.
Yeah, pretty much I come to living next door to Jennifer's character, and I kind of weasel my way into her life.
By befriending
her son, and then finding out that she actually teaches at this high school. And I'm a 19-year-old that's been held back because his family has passed away, and he had all these problems, and he weasels himself into her classroom, and then into her bedroom.
And then you become obsessed.
And then pretty much everybody else just becomes collateral damage. You know.
This is our kind of movie, everybody. Yeah. All right, so Ryan, it was very nice to meet you. Congratulations on your big breakout role. We got you something to remember your role, and here it is. Wait, you got to get the rest of the joke. Wait, look at this. Look. It's Ryan Guzman, everybody. The Boy Next Door hits theaters today. Ask Wendy is next.
On an all-new Wendy.
Here comes another one.
Thanks, Donald. The next fired Celebrity Apprentice, they'll be here. And Beyonce's makeup artist, Sir John, shows us how to get the celebrity look. Flawless.
Tuesday on an all-new Wendy.
Good. It's time for Ask Wendy. Hi.
Hi, Wendy. My name is Erica. How are you doing?
How you doing, Erica?
So tomorrow's my 37th birthday, and I want to do something really different. Okay. So I want to get a nice tattoo on my arm, a Hamsa hand. But my husband, a Hamsa hand.
What's that?
So it's a Middle Eastern hand, and it's for good luck.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, so it has a nice little evil eye in the middle.
Okay.
So my husband thinks I'm too old for it, and he thinks it's going to look ratchet. But should I go against his wishes and get it anyway? Because it's my birthday.
I think that you shouldn't get it. Even if it was something that he was okay with. I just say rethink tattoos. Like, everybody has them now. The more special person, and we've talked about this, the more special people are people who have not marked their bodies up. Take it from somebody who has a tattoo. I wish I didn't have one. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my tummy tuck.
Well, it has a real significant, it has my son's initials in it. I already have the design. I'm just waiting for, like, the green light. But
can't you get it someplace besides on your arm, then? Can you get it?
My rib cage?
Maybe on your rib cage, because you never show that.
That's
and
fair.
So it wouldn't be as ratchety. Okay?
I'm open to it. I just want to get that, too. But I thought it was really nice under my arm, under my muscle.
And maybe something small. Maybe it's small.
Ribcage, I think I'll get a much larger.
Okay. No.
Okay. Smaller?
Happy birthday. Good luck with your decision.
Okay.
I still say don't do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, more Ask Wendy next. Don't go far.
Watch The Wendy Show whenever you want on my YouTube channel. Hot topics, celebrity interviews, and, of course, my legendary after show. It's all on YouTube. Subscribe today.
Still Ask Wendy. How you doing, sir?
Hi, Wendy. I'm Franny. How you doing?
Hi, Franny. How can I help you?
Well, I'm been married 35 years, and I'm thinking about retiring the end of this year. And I've been talking to my wife lately, and she's like, I don't know if I could put up with you being home 24/7. So I'm thinking, should I let her retire first, keep working, or how can I, what should I do?
Because she's thinking about retiring also?
Yes.
Why don't you let her retire first? Because I get that. Like, when people retire together, then you're sitting in the house staring at each other, and oftentimes that spells disaster. Why don't you let your wife retire first? Are you okay to work another year?
Sure.
And then you work another year, and then you retire afterwards. And for the next year, Franny, you have to think about what you want to do so you're not up under each other. And you know what? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll give her a year to set the rules.
Happy wife, happy life.
There you go.
All right, Franny, thank you. Eye candy is next. Don't go far. I'm here with Maria Jonio. She's a real estate person from Westchester. I love your outfit. You're my audience eye candy.
Thank you.
Your hair looks so healthy. Tell us about the rest of your outfit.
Well, the whole outfit is actually H&M. The blazer was $30. The tank top, $9. The pants were $40, and the shoes are just fab, $39.95.
Those are really good shoes, too. Congratulations. Here's your eye candy, Maria. I mean, your fan, and we'll be right back. Yeah. Wendy, I want to thank my guest and my co-host, my fabulous studio audience. On Monday, a full hour of the juiciest hot topics, plus celebrity chef Kelsey Nixon's here to show us some delicious winter meals. I love you for watching today. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time right here on Wendy.